Hello.
Hi. Are we live? We are live. Hi, everyone. I was zoning out for a second here. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the live All Dolphins podcast recap of this really, really good game. Big win. Here we go, gang. We got the signature win. The Dolphins have beaten the team with a winning record. Who cares about that? The Dolphins clinched a playoff spot. Second consecutive year. And because I'm a stat guy, facts guy, it's the earliest that they've clinched it, meaning with 2 weeks left, since 1994. Their last 9 playoff appearances were clinched either the next to last week of the regular season or the last week of the regular season. So how's that for a nice?
And you should tell them the amount of times that they've squandered an opportunity to clinch, which probably is in double digits.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking negatively today.
We're not talking negatively. We're talking celebratory win. Tua with a fourth quarter, come from behind, victory drive that nobody is going to take away from him because he did it. What the offense did it. Tua quarterbacks get a lot of the credit and all of the blame. Well, when they do it, they certainly deserve it.
You put all the blame on him when it went south. I didn't, and just like today, you're going to give him all the credit, and I'm going to say some brilliant play calling, good hard running, and thank you very much for that face mask penalty. Talk about a drive starter right off the bat. Swing past the A chain, gained 6 yards, and the Dallas player just yanked the crap out of the face mask like that. One play, they were at the 46-yard line.
It's a gift. The football gods take it and he give it away. Even Jalen Ramsey, that was a perfect throw by Dak Prescott. Dak will take a lot of crap, but he's a top 5 quarterback in this league. That throw to Brandon Cook with Jalen Ramsey in coverage. I mean, God, it's got to be the only touchdown Jalen Ramsey has allowed this season. Perfectly placed pass. Jalen tried to knock out the ball. Cook held it, got the knee in. Just magnificent play. Fortunately for the Dolphins, it did not cost them the victory, and the Dolphins pulled off a win in the Pretender Bowl. And now they are officially going to be viewed by everybody in the national media as contenders. I'm pretty sure Stephen A is going to put out some video mocking the Cowboys as he always does after every and truthfully speaking, I know why he does it, because Cowboys drive incredible ratings. And so he has become the Cowboys heel, just like a certain individual has become the Tua heel unintentionally, but it is what it is.
No, it is what it is. By the way, I'm going to make a very early prediction because I'm that kind of guy.
Okay.
And then a bold prediction at that. Jason Sanders is going to be the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Oh, special teams? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I am that bold that I'm going to go out like that.
Did you see him at the end of the game where he's holding up his field goals?
Oh, is that what he did? Okay.
Yeah, he was counting them. He was like...
And I tweeted out at one point that was Jason Sanders 2020, when that year he was the best kicker in the NFL.
Wow, he was booting it. And when I say booting it, I mean booting it. It was phenomenal. And his performance, I said after the first field goal, which was a career long, I said, he makes this. I said it on Twitter. If he makes this, y'all can't talk crap about him no more. Like, it doesn't matter what happens the rest of the season. He makes it. Can't talk crap about him anymore. Now, I know there will be people who continue to talk crap about Jason Sanders, but it's phenomenal.
Why? He's made like 14 in a row, except for a field goal block. And then today, 3 from 50 and beyond. That's a team record. The 57, that crap would have been good from 65. He nailed the crap out.
I don't know. I was never in that camp, but there's a certain contingent of people. Alejandro Solana, who I do the pregame show, is a member of the Jason Sanders hater club, where it doesn't matter what he does. They're still waiting for him to miss the next kick. I don't make the rules of this. And
nobody, the Dallas kicker hasn't missed all year, and he's a complete joke. But that's an anomaly. Jason Sanders having a hell of a year. Let's not pretend he's not. It was shaky very early on, and he's been lights out. Again, he's been close to Jason Sanders 2020. I will tell you this. It's weird because it was a very close game, and the final stats are going to be pretty close. To me, it felt like the Dolphins all along were the better team. and they just weren't finishing drives, and they were keeping Dallas in the game and keeping Dallas in the game. I mean, they look at a couple of things. For example, actually, neither team ran the ball well. The pressure was a lot more constant on Dak than it was on Tua, and I get that he gets rid of the ball quickly, but not always. So to me, you may shake your head and disagree, but hashtag
CD Lamb, that's 6 for 118.
Yeah, so I had 93 yards on that one drive. I mean, or in the first two drives.
It was a pretty even game. I didn't feel like Miami held. I mean, if Dallas hadn't flubbed that first possession and at the goal line, we'd be talking about a different game. Hell, if Miami had actually kicked the field goal instead of trying for it on fourth down, we could probably be talking about a different game.
Can I make a public request that we retire that damn fade? I mean, please retire that fade.
Mike McDaniel clearly likes it, and we saw that it works in training camp. We saw that it works.
Yeah, and in the regular season, they're about 1 for 8 for it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would know. I'm sure you've looked.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I know it worked against the Chargers.
You will look it up, though. I know you will.
No, because then I'd have to look at what pattern is called, and that's too much. By the way, quickly, since a lot of you folks like the retrospective, I'm not going to bother with a number. I'm going to do an anniversary again because we were in the playoffs. Dolphins are in the playoffs. I'm going to look back to December 24th, 1972, which was the date of the Dolphins' first playoff win on their road to the Super Bowl, defeated the Cleveland Browns 20-14, thanks in part to a blocked punt for a touchdown by a rookie 6th-round pick by the name of Charlie Babb, who now lives in Tampa, I am told.
What does 72 have to do with 73?
Oh, it's 72. No. Come on, it's on this date.
Oh, on this date. Okay.
December 24th, 1972. Sorry. I
was like,
I'm all flustered here.
Okay. All right. Cool. There's also somebody who gave a $20 donation. Please address that so we could get that out of the way yesterday, and we didn't get to address his question.
Josh Miller. I did address it in the comments, but I'm going to address it again. And his question was like, is part of the issue the Dolphins not signing certain veteran offensive linemen that the scheme is very difficult to pick up? And my answer to him in the YouTube comments was that it's more of an issue of certain guys have to be scheme fits. For example, DJ Fluker, the scheme it favors mobility over power. DJ Fluker never been exactly fleet-footed. You can give me that.
I could argue with you on that. The Jets guard, can't remember his name.
Tomlinson.
He is more power than he is fleet-footed, and Lester Cotton is not exactly fleet-footed as well.
How's that working out for him?
Huh?
How's that working out for him? Oops, sorry. Could be nothing but positivity on this day.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
I don't know. I have to actually think about that a little bit more. They do have body types and what they want. I just don't. I don't know. I can't answer that question. That requires more research and another conversation with Butch Barry.
Well, and for me, it was a very clear answer. By the way, somebody asked, and we're going to start looking at the questions, and we will prioritize those who are kind enough to give us contributions. That's only fair.
And we thank you because it's a Christmas season, and it's phenomenal what you guys. I always, and I'm going to say this, and Poupart is not going to like it, but I do it anyway. I usually did not like the live chat, and I felt like, people giving donations, which is great and phenomenal and definitely helps us. I felt guilty about it. But you guys really like the live chat because of the interaction, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for this all because it's been such a difficult year for me, and I'm just humbled and appreciative about everything that you guys have done and what we built. Where we privately made a goal of 12,000.
You weren't supposed to say it.
I'm saying it now.
Okay,
we didn't say it out loud, but 12,000 followers by the end of the season. We're probably like 200 away. And
come on, get on it, people. Tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your neighbors, tell all Dolphin fans.
I'm just tremendously thankful for everybody who is here in support, not just the podcast, but the website, and humbled, and thank you guys.
And I am just like Omar. Omar is a lot quicker to verbalize it. I don't know if it's a Canadian in me, but I don't appreciate you guys.
Do Canadians not have emotions?
Of course they do, and they're also very polite. I went through
Are you sure you're Canadian?
I've been here so long now, I'm not sure. I don't want to address one quick question that somebody's asking my reaction at the very end. My reaction was continuing to like bang, 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 bang. The entire fourth quarter, basically, I had written the Dolphins were winning. The Dallas scored. I kept writing the Dolphins are winning and kept.
I can verify this because I saw it in the file and I was like, damn, he's kind of bold on that. Like,
and I wrote it was a game-winning field goal by Jason Sanders, and it was a matter of filling the details. So when Jason Sanders made the kick, my reaction was, okay, so I got the details. It's 20 yards, whatever it was, and how many yards on the drive, and that's what it was, and hit send. So there's a game story right on the website. That was my reaction.
I'm sending out right now, by the way.
There you go. You're a good man. Okay, let's start attacking some of the questions. Oh, by the way, let's take care of the playoff things. As you know, the Dolphins clinched a playoff berth. I'll have to look at the permutations and I will do the updated playoff picture tomorrow. Unless I'm severely mistaken, they have clinched no worse. This is, again, worst case scenario where they don't win the AFC East, that they have clinched no worse than the 6th seed. Cleveland's a factor now because they're 10-5. The magic number to win the AFC East is 1. Dolphins play Buffalo in week 18. They win that game. Nothing else matters. Or otherwise, Dolphins have to win at Baltimore next Sunday, or the Bills have to lose at home against New England. So.
I didn't catch any of that, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out why the picture wasn't showing up on your story.
Okay, right on the comments, guys. If you guys didn't understand what I just said, John, thank you very much. How about that backup O-line? What a job from all of the team.
John, one, I thank you for your contribution. Merry Christmas to you guys. Because I'm a chubby chaser.
I'm an arm queen. I'll say, Omar, I'll go ahead and say it. It's the Christmas holiday season. I'm an arm queen. Fine. Christmas present to you, Omar.
We're gonna call it an arm king, okay? We're gonna listen.
It's all good. You know what? I've reflected on it, and it's all good. It's all in fun. Seriously.
Listen, think about the fact that everybody on that offensive line is hurt, and everybody but Teron Armstead is a backup. Think about that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's pretty damn impressive. Now, whether you want to give it credit to the play calling and they faced a fierce defensive line. Whether you want to call it on the play calling, whether you want to call it on Tua's pocket presence or getting the ball out of his hands quickly, it don't matter. If this was another team, they would have taken an L just because of the offensive line performance. Look at the same thing is happening to the Jets, and look at how bad they are. I believe there was a team, Giants. Look at how bad they are. Mm-hmm. Carolina was the same way. Look at how bad they are. The Dolphins played this game with every offensive lineman on the line injured, some injury, and all but one starter out there on the field. Now, you can call Kendall Lamb a starter if you want. So he started 9 games this season. So I'll say 2 starters were out there. But props to them. I don't know if they'll get a game ball, but Liam Eichenberg, I think Lester Cotton gave up a sack. I have to go over the film. I think Lamb gave up a sack too. Man, Micah Parsons. Yeah. Teron just got killed by on the roughing. Tua threw that ball. Teron whiffed on that block. Oh, Micah Parsons could have took Tua's spleen out.
Well, he just got around them so fast. I mean, that was insanely fast. But
you can't touch him. Like,
and by the way, let's address this very quickly. And John, I don't want to. I'm with you. I mean, major hat tip to the offensive line. And Omar kind of touched on this. Everything plays into it. The scheme is just so fabulous. It's just an insane marriage.
Fabulous.
Yes, it's an insane marriage of scheme and talent working all together everywhere. It's a beautiful thing. The scheme, makes life easier on the offensive line, and it's again, and they have the pieces to make it work everywhere. It's a beautiful thing. It's interesting. The Fox people were talking about how that was a garbage roughing the passer call, and I thought actually was worse than the one Christian Wilkins got flagged on.
Christian got
Well,
robbed.
the thing with Christian is, if you look at the replay, it almost looks at first like he's kind of like actually lifting himself up.
He's lifting himself and his arms are up. He's trying not to make contact. Dak is the one who's grabbing his helmet and pulling Christian on top of him, which is a brilliant strategy that I've never thought about ever in my life. But Dak is literally pulling him on top of him, making it look worse than it is. And I was like, man, that is some brilliant quarterbacking right there.
Oh, that's like D. Hopkins against X, where you pull his arm. Hey, if you're a savvy vet, you know how to get away with that stuff. I don't know why this came to me, but I want to mention also Deshaun Elliott, who before you take a lot, you give him a lot of crap for that DPI that kept Dallas's last drive alive. Yeah, he saved the Dolphins 7 points in the first quarter with that tackle at the 1 yard line on the play before the fumble. That was huge. And look, go check out the replay again. And considering how much in space he is, to be able to bring down the guy while you got a tight end trying to block you, that was big time. I mean, that was big time. Okay, let's move on to more of these questions. David.
Major win. Major win.
Happy holidays. Big fan of the podcast. What did you think of Howard's play today, and how come they don't use Braxton more in the passing game?
Howard's play was average. I think he's battling a hip issue that is not necessarily going anywhere, and it's certainly not helping him. But it wasn't good enough. Neither was Jalen Ramsey's play. Neither was Cater Cole's play. But somehow they found a way to produce the win. And what was the other part of it? The question, which was,
why is Braxton Berrios not involved in the passing game more? They got Durham Smythe involved today.
Yeah, man, that thing looked good.
It's whoever's open, and it's like, there's.
When I watched the 22, Braxton is just there. I'm at the point where I'd be, if you say somebody else needs to play over him, I'd be like, all right. If you say Chase Claypool needs to be used instead of Braxton Berrios, I'd be like, okay.
I think those, and then Seth does a good job. I think if we're going to be honest about it, those guys are interchangeable to me. It's Hill and Waddle, very obviously. And by the way,
I would love for a third, though. I mean,
dude, does it matter? They have so many. Again, today was Durham. Next week it could be said. The following week it could be. They used Ingle a couple of times. The following week it could be Claypool. Hill and Waddle are always going to get their targets. Obviously, if they're healthy, and hat tip to Tyreek getting 9 for 99 when it was clear he wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it matters. And Barrios is a stud as a punt returner. I mean, he is good.
Is he?
And Howard, the one thing that I really didn't like about Howard is on that long completion over him, it looked to me like he saw the ball early and he was playing for the pick the entire time instead of it looked like he tried to back up a little bit, time his jump to make the catch as opposed to focusing on just knocking the ball away. And he wound up not jumping.
Just trying to pull down the interceptions. Interceptions get you paid.
I don't disagree with that. Getting beat for a 45-yard catch gets you unpaid.
He'll be all right.
Glenn Engineering Consultant, thank you very much.
Glenn Engineering Consultant. Listen, bro. Thank you. Well, I always wonder, why is it anyway, not that I care. Yeah.
Brian, thank you, sir. What a Christmas gift. Huge fan of the show. We can win a championship with the performance Tua gave today. Run the ball, no turnover. Whoa. Run the ball, no turnovers. 1 second, a steady Tua. This defense is real. Hope things get better, Omar.
Brian, thank you for your contribution. You're clearly drunk on a win. Just absolutely, you're just like chugging that win, just juggle.
As well, all Dolphins fans should.
Yes, they should. Run game wasn't good enough today. That you got to be better. You got to be better than that. What? But
no, it wasn't very good, but it was clutch as hell because it was a running game that allowed them to. I mean, 1st and 10 from the Dallas 23 in the last drive. Wilson for 8.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing the 4-minute offense all season, and that's what you saw at the end of the game. They have been doing it and doing it well all season. You saw it at the end of the game. They choked out the clock. They did. What?
They did today. They haven't all year.
They have been doing it all year. Except for Tennessee, they've been using the 4-minute offense in multitudes of games to kill the clock. They have.
Okay. Whatever. And then Omar was shaking his head. Tua played well. It wasn't like lights out. He missed some throws he normally would make.
Tua did not play well. Tua did not play well. I said,
Tua had a solid performance. He missed some throws he normally doesn't miss. He had absolutely that gorgeous bomb to Waddle in the first quarter. Did not turn the ball over.
I promise you in this press conference, this is probably happening right now. He's saying to himself, I should have played better. I could have played better. Tua missed at least 8 throws today. And that's not like him.
You're a Tua hater. I can't stand this. Gang on the podcast. Are we going to let Omar get away with this?
24 of 37 for 293, 1 touchdown, a 98.1 passer rating, which is below his regular pass rating. Right. This was just good enough. Just good enough. It was not. If he had performed like Dak did, where he's got 107.9 passer rating, we could talk. Red zone execution, not good.
And he made and Prescott and a hat tip to Prescott. He made a couple of throws with guys draped all over him. That was impressive. So on a letter grade, what would you give Tua today?
A B minus, C plus, B minus. It was listen.
C plus, man.
A C. Listen.
Man, you're see it.
No. Think about all the throws. Think about all the throws he missed.
Well, there were a couple of those that looked like they were clear miscommunication with the receiver. Is that on Tua or is that on the receiver?
I don't care.
Okay.
My standard for him is way higher than that. Like, no.
You're a Tua hater.
Nah, man.
We're gonna have fun today. I'm in a good.
You are the most accurate quarterback in the NFL right now. You shouldn't be misfiring like that. And it started from early, first quarter misfiring.
If Tyreek's gonna cut inside, even though it looked like the safety had inside position on him, I have no idea why Tyreek tried to go inside of him instead of cutting outside. And Tua is like looking at the play, seeing it's a clear choice where he should go outside. How is that on Tua?
I don't know which play you're talking about, but
okay. Well, maybe I'm not a Tua hater, and
you'll forever be a Tua hater.
No,
you'll forever be labeled. Let me correct myself.
Oh, there you go.
You'll forever be labeled a Tua hater.
Thank you very much. I'm in a good mood.
I know you are not a Tua hater. You are a Tua realist, but I don't think people understand there's a difference between the two. It was I like this one by Nuclear.
Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to
Nuclear Nick. It was a nasty, grueling, heart-wrenching, but we got the win, and we take those. Let's go. There is no shame in what they just did and what they just produced, and they'll be the talk of the NFL tomorrow. That you putting up 2 losers?
That's a W. Jeez.
You connect the W like this. You don't.
That's a double like this.
No, you don't. You don't do. No.
That's not a W.
Who does a W like that?
Is that a better W?
You could go like this, West Side, W.
I'm not from the West Side. I was from the North Side, actually. By the way, for the person who's suggesting them hitting the eggnog, no, if I were to hit anything, it would be Coquito. But I've been a good boy. I haven't had anything to consume in quite a while, and it's going to stay that way because I need to get my health in complete line before I get silly again. I'm just naturally silly.
You want to go? Let me go with this. Swaggy,
Boogie Shoogie.
Woogie Soogie. Okay, all right, cool. Man, these texts this small. I got LASIK, but I was reading this thing is small. Omar and Poop first. Happy holidays. Second, I was yelling at the TV so Mikey could hear me about running up the middle and not outside on third and short.
When did they run outside on third and short? Did they? I don't recall them ever not converting a 3rd and 1.
I don't remember myself either, and I think it's
to look it up.
Yeah. While you look it up, let's say, Mattio, thanks for the Xmas Eve stream, guys. Shout out to our local Finns barroom hero, Mr. Durham Smite. Is barroom hero? Is he? I don't get it. I might be missing something. But let me address Durham. Phenomenal game today. I would love to see him get in the red zone. The end zone. We were talking about that on the WQM pregame show. I think Durham and Alec are both underutilized in terms of what they can do, but those are the janitors of this offense. And if you really watch the game and watch the film, you'd be shocked and amazed at how much they clean things up for the offensive line and for the pocket and protect their quarterback. They are like, if there were bodyguards, they would be those bodyguards. They do all of the dirty work for the Dolphins offense, every single drop of the dirty work for the Dolphins offense.
And that play where Tua rolls on and hits Ingold, which is a very easy throw. Every time they've used it, it's an automatic 6, 7, 8 yards. I like Chris McNeely. Thank you very much, sir. Happy holidays.
Man, you people are phenomenal. I thank you. And yes, it will get better because this is going to be a great 2024 for me. And
that's the spirit.
I'm setting boundaries and doing things that will help me.
Fine, I won't touch you again. Jesus.
All right. Have you been hitting the coquito? I don't know about that.
I don't know if I'm punch drunk or what. I'm just in a weird mood. So
when they win, you make more money. That's right.
It's good for business when the Dolphins and everybody's happy and all that.
Yeah, people don't realize how it's so much better for business when the Dolphins are happy. Man, our worst week was Tennessee. Oh boy, nobody wanted to read the podcast. Nobody wanted to read the stories. Nobody wanted to look at the podcasts. Everybody just didn't want to do anything with the Dolphins, and this win is phenomenal.
Joe B. Dolphins Love Channel, Keaton Williamson. If Dan played that game with Tua stats B grade, is that directed at me since I'm the one who gave him a B grade and Omar was below that?
No, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Like you can't. I'm sorry, you can't give him a high grade when the offense stalled in the red zone not 5 times, but often I don't know how many times they're in the red zone. Let me look it up.
Yeah, they went down. Is B really a high grade though?
It was great for me in college.
To answer your question, I don't know. Maybe the bar is different too. I know, and seeing Omar is grading on the curve too, because you said it yourself. You expect more from Tua.
I expect way more from Tua. This is just the floor of what I expect Tua to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. I expect him to be mentioned with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I expect them to be the faces of and Joe Burrow. Those 4, 1, 2, hold on.
That'd be 5.
Those 5 are the faces of the NFL. Oh, I'm Jalen Hurts. Put a 6th in there.
Oh, no. See, and this is where I would differ because my first thought is like, sorry, I'm not there with you on your first point. I think Tua's every bit the quarterback that Jalen Hurts is.
I know, but he's already established.
Why? Because he played on the team with the best offensive line, the best defensive line in the NFL last year,
and he took them to the Super Bowl. Yes.
No. Their lines took him to the Super Bowl.
No, he took them to the Super Bowl. He was a quarterback. He took them to the Super Bowl. His stats phenomenal. Running.
David Woodley started a quarterback. Trust me, I'm old. You're not old enough to argue with this. David Woodley was a starting quarterback for the Dolphins in a Super Bowl, and he had.
Are you calling Jalen Hurts David Woodley? Come on, bro. Jalen Hurts.
I'm arguing your point that if the quarterback goes to the Super Bowl, he automatically took us. Did Trent Dilfer take the Ravens to the Super Bowl?
They had one of the greatest defenses of all
Now, wait,
time, if not the greatest defense. Tell me what was great about the Philadelphia Eagles. They were just a great team and collection of players.
Jalen Hurts being maybe the fifth or sixth one on that list.
Oh, you mean of quarterbacks?
No, players on that team last year.
Liar. Name them. Name
Player for player.
five players better than Jalen Hurts on the Eagles.
Okay. Player for player. Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Javon Hargrave.
I'll give you Kelsey. Go ahead. Hargrave. I'll give you Hargrave.
You're not going to give me Lane Johnson? Are you
Hell
serious?
no. No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I wouldn't even take Lane Johnson over Teron Armstead. Keep going.
Well, they play different positions, but AJ Brown. Okay, we're okay. This is not an all Eagles podcast, even though my good friend. I have a lot of friends who cover the Eagles, but we're about to go.
AJ. I'll give it to you, but I don't feel like haggling with you.
Okay. Yeah, my entire point is this idea of you go to the Super Bowl automatically. It's a quarterback who leads you there. Older Dolphin fans, feel free to chime in, please, and tell Omar that when they went to the Super Bowl, it wasn't necessarily because of the quarterback, except maybe for 84.
Listen, Killer Smurf, happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday.
I love Killer Smurf. That's one of my homies right there.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. He's actually been in my home, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. People don't know I interact with fans. Like always. Well, people actually do know I interact with fans, mostly on the road, but they're rare fans. Like one of my closest friends, a guy who was a fan was actually in my wedding.
How about that?
That I met as a fan, Mark Dela Cruz, who actually is You Break Will Fix, the owner of You Break Will Fix. Met him as a fan.
And I have that too as well.
We just had so much in common that we just hit it off.
I was about to say one of my good friends also is a dude from Chicago named John Gargle, who's a good friend of mine. And I met him through Dolphin Digest back in the day. Matt Fleming, thank you very much, sir. Happy Christmas, guys. I'm going to guess this is from England. Love the show. What a game for Sanders. Defense wins championships, but do you see the offense getting back to 30-plus points, or is it tight scraps all the way from here?
Tight scraps all the way.
Yep.
There's nothing you could do with that line that's going to just light it up.
Even with that line, you wouldn't light it up like this. You are in December and January now. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's you do, and we got to address Jalen Waddle, another ankle. Hopefully that's not super serious. He did get to over 1,000 yards, which is making the Dolphins for the first time in franchise history. And it's a story you can find on alldolphins.com. The first time they've had 1,000-yard back. First time they've had 2,000-yard receivers in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And Jalen Waddle now becomes the first Dolphins player in franchise history to produce 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. So congratulations
to him. In the same season.
What'd you say?
The 2-1 is in the same season.
I don't know. I'm not following. Oh, yeah. 2-1.
2,000-yard receivers plus 1,000-yard rusher is in the same season.
But that ankle injury looked pretty bad. I think Raheem's whatever he had. I love the fact that Raheem came in and maybe he regressed whatever he was dealing with, but he came in, he got his 1,000 yards, and
scored a touchdown.
Yeah, when he got injured, he was at the doorstep of 1,000 yards and got injured. And
hold on, I'm sorry, Omar. That reminds me. I don't know if you ever heard you ever heard of this. Running back for the Atlanta Falcons back in the day. I want to say it was William Hampton, may have been his name. Mm-hmm. Going for 1,000 yards on the season, gets 1,000 yards. Next carry loses 3 yards, winds up with 997 or 998. Ouch, that hurts.
Yeah.
Got another one here. Isaac Garcia, thank you, sir. Do you think our home fans can learn a thing or two from us California Dolphin fans in regard to showing up and not letting opposing fans take over?
Listen, I was having this conversation. We had a whole hour-long segment. It was a fight on radio. And then funny enough, one of the fans, I was fighting with Solana because I had a neighbor who was literally a garbage man who struggled and scrimped up every little penny he had to buy himself some Dolphin season tickets. And if in one game he could have sold his tickets to an important game that would have allowed him to afford season tickets for next year, and Solano was like, "You're a true hardcore Dolphin fan. You don't sell that ticket no matter what. You go there and you yell for your team." And I understood where he came from, but that was a position of luxury, not a position of necessity. And then some fans showed him a screenshot of the fact that he sold 2 of his tickets for $2,400.
Yep.
If you're telling me that I could sell my tickets for $1,200 a piece, which would be enough to pay for at least 60% of my season tickets, sorry, that stadium's going to be filled with Cowboy fans. Like, everybody does not have that luxury.
Correct. And then, that's the point that needs to be made. It doesn't make you a bad fan if you want to watch from home because the ticket prices are through the roof.
I made a business decision. That's the bottom line. And I have friends who have season tickets to Heat games, and they sell their finals tickets because it helps them pay for their season tickets next year.
Correct. Yeah, you can't blame somebody for being a bad. And then there are certain teams that travel. The Dolphins actually travel well.
The Dolphins travel well. Mm-hmm.
They almost travel. They travel better than they show up here. If we're going to be honest about it.
If we're going to be honest about it, that is factually true. That is absolutely true. People show up in South Florida for events. They are not rabid diehards. They're event goers. And that's kind of what the Dolphins are turning into, an event. Heat games, please. It's like a runway out there. It's beautiful. It's an event. Mm-hmm. It's not diehard people wearing their Heat paraphernalia. No, the women are decked out wearing heels. It's an event.
Okay.
So
acknowledge Darth Taylor. Thank you very much, Darth.
Yeah, thank you, Darth.
Yeah, trying to get to as many as possible.
What, we don't want to do a 3-hour live podcast?
Matt, no, we also the last thing I want to do is miss some people.
Yes, and you got someplace to be, don't you? Don't you got a Noche Buena?
I do have a Noche Buena, but I'm gonna hang out with you fine folks for a bit before I go to the Noche Buena.
Okay. Fun moment. The obvious panic on cornerback Jordan Lewis's face after Tyreek realized he was lined up against him in man coverage in the fourth quarter. Yeah, like that was. I love seeing defenses be 8 yards off a receiver. Like, give me them free yards. Like,
even hampered and all. Even Stephon Gilmore is giving him like this massive cushion, and when I sing the praises of Tyreek, that's part of it. It's just crazy. There's nobody like that. No, and Gilmore, who once upon a time was one of the best corners in the league, he also
still is.
Yeah, how badly did Jalen Waddle smoke him?
Still is. Listen, you get beat as a cornerback from time to time. It happens. The game's set up for you to lose.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Nobody's arguing that point.
Why do we struggle with red zone passing game? They are the best red zone team. They are the best red zone team in the NFL.
Are they still? Because they've been.
They've been most of the season. So let's not be selective about it. Like, I hear what you're saying, David, and it's probably like a obsessive syndrome because you're not looking at anybody else. The Dolphins are the best red zone team in the NFL.
They're now number 2.
They're now number 2. Yeah.
Who's number 1? Probably
I don't know.
San Francisco.
Probably.
San Francisco. Yep, of course. Okay, Lucas, let's go here. Lucas Stames, or I would imagine Stames. Thank you for the contribution. Can I think of Herbert as a Jay Cutler, great arm, no rah, no sizzle, no personality, not a people person, no rally, monkeying him, same as Cutler. Ask people around what they think of Justin Herbert and ask people what they think of Jay Cutler. Apples and oranges.
Nah, not even a close comparison. I don't even think you could even now Herbert is a coach killer, but hey, maybe.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
I said Herbert is a coach killer.
Right.
You know what? I think like because to me that San Diego,
Oh,
that Chargers job is the number one job that I want, and primarily because of
why?
location and the quarterback. Yeah, I
Okay,
said it.
okay.
Okay, I said it. I have no shame about it.
Okay.
Everybody always thinks they can fix quarterbacks, and Justin Herbert needs to be fixed. Uh,
Not a functional situation around them, but okay.
okay, I'm just saying, if I'm Mike Tomlin or Bill Belichick, fire me, please. Trade me. Give me to the Chargers. Like let me, I'm the whole Mike Tomlin should be fired thing. Like, come on, people, are you insane? Like,
Yeah, I saw your tweet, Omar, and I'm completely with you. That he's
oh, I'm
top
totally getting
five,
killed. Like,
top five, not even a debate.
and it's the same situation. And they keep bringing up, well, Andy Reid got fired, and look how it turned out for him. I'm like, yeah, the Eagles gave up the best coach in the game and helped the Kansas City Chiefs become the juggernaut that they are. And you're parading this around as a victory. And I know you won championships with the Eagles, and that's cool. But you still gave up the best coach in the NFL. And yes, sometimes people run their course. Sometimes teams tune out people. Does that team look like they've tuned out Mike Tomlin? I've covered teams that tune out their head coach. Trust me, I know what it looks like. That's not what's happening. What's happening in Pittsburgh is he just got trash as quarterback. And until they fix that, and that's on Omar Khan, all individuals that I know quite well, it's not going to change. Like if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't realize that they need a quarterback and they need to probably go out and get Kirk Cousins, like you're like ridiculous. Like you just keep wanting to be mediocre.
And they still finish with winning records. Okay, let's move on. Kevin Beal. Thank you, Kevin. Happy Messiah's Born Day. Merry Christmas. What are the chances looking good for Holland and Baker back for the Buffalo game? I miss them so much.
Yes, I see Baker working out after practice every single day. He's with his rehab assignment with a trainer getting pushed. I think he's definitely back for Buffalo. Javon Holland, I don't know. And I can't say he's coming back until I see him actually practice with the team, and that's not happening, and it hasn't happened for a month now.
Okay,
he's there.
Nasty Allen coming back here. Are we really missing Baker? I don't see a major drop off with Duke. I think Duke's played very well, actually. So
Duke has played very well. I'm not arguing you, but there's a reason why one's a backup and one's been a starter his entire career. Let's put some respect on Jerome Baker's name.
Okay, one's a 3.7 player. The other one's a 3.6 player.
One is a 3.7 player. The other is a 3.4 player.
3.5.
3.45.
on that note, Don Shula 73. Thank you, Don. Everyone criticized Fangio for not having Ramsey on Lamb. Looks like he was right. Was he?
No, he was wrong. No.
Yeah. And by the way, so before people like completely crucify Cater for the long touchdown, that was one of those plays where Cater was passing off
to Deshaun Elliott. Yeah. And truthfully speaking, they should have. I mean, I could understand why Vic didn't do it because they use so much motion. It creates breakdowns in communication. I'm sure he didn't want to have breakdowns in communications. But as we both said, red zone and third downs, come on, brother. Like, you can figure it out. But
on the last drive, they had Nick Needham trying to cover him from the slot. On Dallas' last drive on a third down.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
And it was an easy out pattern, and Nick's chasing. I mean, sorry, that's
I mean, but Lamb is pretty good. I'm being real with you. I didn't think Lamb was as good as he is. He's really good. He's really, really good.
Yeah, you're obviously not watching a whole lot of Dallas games. Yes.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm turned off by Dallas on TV all the time. Like it's again. I can't do it.
America's team, baby.
Yeah, which is why Tua grew up rooting for Dallas because they were always on television in Hawaii.
Hold on. Sorry, Omar. Bob Green, thank you. Before you say that, just why I started following the Dolphins very early on. I lived in Montreal, and we would get the feed from the upper New York affiliates, and their default team was the Dolphins. We got a lot of Dolphin games.
Yes.
The fact that we came down here on vacation every December also played a part. So let's see what we got.
Fancy with your little vacation home. Look at you. Your family had a vacation home in Miami. Oh, look at you.
We bought one eventually, yeah. And then moved down here and been down here ever since. David, I'm not even going to try to.
That was when houses were probably like $20,000.
Yeah, probably more than that. A little less expensive than it is now. That's for sure. David, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. Pejung. Sorry, it's the best shot I can give it.
That was pretty good.
Why do we struggle with red zone passing game?
I think we answered that one.
Okay.
We said it's not a struggle. Let me see. You take the pay when I'm going to go to the live and take the good live. And listen, folks, I don't want to talk about Big O, so please stop that. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all had me in a very awkward text exchange after last week's live, and I'm like, I'm good. Like,
where'd they go?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta share that with me. You never told me.
Yeah, I know. I kept meaning to it, and it just wasn't important. I'm not disrespecting Big O. He's important, and I respect him. And Big O's a pioneer, and Big O's a pioneer in what we're doing. Like, as is Dudley Do Wrong, as is Reasons. Yep. Like, listen, I give everybody their props and their respect, and I'm over here farming my own land, man. I'm farming my own land, and I think we can all work together. And in fact, I had a dream one day, and I'm going to convince Alan Poupard of this dream, that we have Reasons and Dudley Do Wrong. And I was even thinking about Big O on one podcast. Yeah, I know. Look at Poupard's face.
I don't know. Big O would have to be to some kind of sign some sort of ironclad contract that he's going to play nice.
No. I want the not playing nice. I want a Dolphins podcast Royal Rumble. That's what I want. And Poupard's like, absolutely not. I'm going to continue to think this out. You guys shoot me ideas, because I think it's a real great idea. Imagine if all the worlds collided. Think about it. I like chaos.
Yes, you do. We'll think about it. Joe B. Dolphins Love Channel. Keaton Williamson. Thanks again. Third and short. Wilson the rest of the season. Apparently didn't do anything to not. He didn't do anything today to not promote that idea. He was very good on that last drive.
Finn, since I was young, Van Ginkel's impact on this defense cannot be understated.
And he was good today.
You've always been a Van Ginkel. You've always been a Van Ginkel guy. I warm up to Van Ginkel over the years, and I think he's blossoming this year, and I'm very happy for him. He's one of the guys that I root for the most on the team. Because I have gained a ton of respect for Van Ginkel.
He was good today. Lionel, thank you very much. Merry Christmas, guys. Great.
So was Chubb, man. Chubb was good today too.
Steeler also. Christian, I don't know if they were double teaming him. Maybe they were, but the guys I really felt, to me, the most were Van Ginkel and Steeler. Great win today. Great present for us Dolphin fans. No more Sanders slander. You're absolutely right.
There will always be Sanders slander.
No, I'm saying I agree with his premise.
I do agree with his premise. It's just, you know how these fans are, and every Tito Banton says hit the like button, and we definitely appreciate you if you do. It makes a difference in the algorithm, which we still have to figure out, and I don't have time to learn and study it in the final 5 games that we're going to play, because 5 games. I said it. I said what I said.
Go for it. I said what I said. J Live Doe. I think that's how you pronounce it. I believe players like X, Hill, Armstead don't really have to practice. Just give it a go on game day. Am I wrong?
You can do it that way. It wouldn't be the best approach or wisest approach. I think players have to practice at least one day. I think if everybody practice on Thursday and then shut it down on Friday, I'd be okay with that. Not practice on Wednesday, practice on Thursday, not practice on Friday, but participate in the walkthroughs. I'd be okay with that. But you got to practice what you're trying to execute.
JT2K26, 24 of 37. Thank you, first of all. 24 of 37, Tua was not good, but good enough. That's all a fan wants from their QB, to go down the field and win at the end.
I think that go down the field and win at the end was more of a 4-minute offense than it was Tua, but I'm not taking anything away from him because that's a fourth quarter win. I'm pretty sure people like you would know how many fourth quarter wins he's got in his career. He's got a significant amount.
That's easy to look up.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't think it's quite as many as you think it is, but I'll look it up.
Brian asked, would love to hear your thoughts on not taking the field goal early in the game on 4th and 5. I thought it was the dumbest bleep ever. But I also know who the coach of the team that I cover, and he's not going to change who he is for anybody, and he's very aggressive. Now, does that mean he's right? No, but I respect people who are who they are and don't change and are consistent about that. And I knew he wasn't going to change his mind, and I knew he was going to go for it. I just thought it was a bad decision, and it could have.
Except here's the thing, though, because if you notice, he didn't go on other 4th down situations further down the field to take the field goal, even though the risk involves if you miss a kick from from 57 yards out, you give Dallas the ball at the 47. The thing with going for a touchdown on 4th and goal from the 5, for example, you miss it, the other team's pinned back down there.
Cool. So take the points.
Sorry?
Take the points still.
I don't know.
I'm a take the points guy. I am. Take the points early. I am.
I don't have a major issue with that, again, because if you miss of what obviously depends on the game circumstances.
Yeah, they're pinned in. Yeah, you're right. They're pinned in, but still take the points. It could have made the absolute difference in this game. Take the points.
If Grandma had one, she'd be Grandpa. According to Pro Football Reference, Tua now has 6 fourth quarter comebacks, 8 game winning drives in his career. So, like I said, wasn't nearly as good.
I thought it would be more than that, but hey, Tua convincingly beats his opponents. What's his record? Yeah, I'm gonna bring up.
It's not a quarterback stat. Sorry.
Record is a quarterback stat.
Okay.
Why do they keep it if it's not?
Because they're stupid and they want to get talk shows going.
I will fight you to the death on this one. Tua is what's the record now? They're 10-5, right?
They're 11-4.
11. Okay, so Tua is 32-17.
Okay. Johnish with a very, very, very nice contribution and very nice comment. I appreciate the comment as well. Happy holidays. Thank you both for giving me something to listen to every day. Very much appreciated.
And I'm appreciative to everybody who does listen every day. And we thank you, because there's about 10K strong that you got, and even more, because that's just YouTube. And it's probably about 14K strong to you guys that actually pay attention and listen every day. And even if you don't finish the whole podcast, if you give it a play for 4 minutes, 3 minutes, we appreciate it, because you let the ad play, and the ad is how we get paid. And we thank you for that.
There was a comment yesterday. Somebody was complaining, or a couple of days ago, I think we did like a 52-minute podcast. Somebody was complaining it was too long. And I'm thinking, partner, you don't have to listen to the whole thing. I mean,
yeah, no, we did more than a 52-minute podcast. We did, Oh, maybe. Yeah, we did have
It wasn't a live one. It was a regular one. The live ones
yeah,
go.
yeah. But that was a good conversation. I think that one ended with Sue at the end, which we could have just put up a whole podcast on Sue. We probably should have. I saw Dudley Do Wrong did it, and he got like 19,000 views on it. And I was thinking to myself, like, God damn, I missed that opportunity. I really like.
The dude moves the needle. Oh, by the way, this is apropos of nothing, but it was like I was going to need to clear my space on my laptop because I'm a hoarder on my laptop and everywhere else. Sadly, personal admission. And I was looking through old photos that I need to delete, and I came across from joint practices against the Buccaneers in 2019. I want to say it was a picture of old friend Ndamukong Suh in a Bucs uniform. Okay, thank you very much, Tony.
Omar's back the wrong side. I don't understand. I'm pull yours up again.
I don't understand what are you back on the wrong side? Are you talking about us left and right?
Oh,
bother some people.
Okay, I was like, I didn't get what they were saying.
That's fine.
My apologies.
Did you catch the one where the comment was whoever's on the left side needs to be wearing an Expos hat?
Oh man.
I like this one for 1 point. Manning, amazing game. And you know what, Manning? I've said this before, and it's like this is so much more fun. And I understand for you Dolphin fans, you don't care. You just want the W. But this was so much more fun where there's some intrigue, suspense, as opposed to playing the Jets, playing Washington, where it's great the Dolphins are winning. But those are some boring games to watch.
God damn, I'm so far down in the conversation. Okay, I'm going to go.
I went back down to I saw Melvin Ingram in on one play. I didn't like it.
No, I saw it. I liked it.
He went for a tackle on a running back, and he basically pinballed off the guy, and the guy just kept going, and he like backpedaled for 3 steps. So I was like, dude, you're supposed to be tackling those guys.
Then maybe he played for more than one play, because I saw a play where he basically collapsed the edge on a run play. It is what it is, bro. He's a practice squad player coming into the game, playing for Emmanuel Ogbah, who the defensive coordinator hates.
Proving my point, Brian. Sorry, Pupar. I love boring it. Correct. I completely understand, completely get it. But to me, it was like I like a game where I get a little. I'm like completely into it. That's like, man, this is like which way is it going to go? I mean,
yeah. Okay. I'm finally at the chat portion where people are fighting about my comments on Tua, and it's like some support it, some hate it. Like it's Tua. I mean, I'm sorry if you think Tua is supposed to miss 6 easy throws in this game, okay, and that's your standard for him, and you just want to excuse it, including some third down throws. Okay, cool. That's not my standard for Tua, and I doubt that's his standard for himself. Tua knows he can be great. Tua knows he could be great. What are you laughing at?
I love it. So you sound like a preacher. It's like it's fun, or a person, like a personal coach, or a what do you call those motivational coaches?
Life coach.
Yeah. Tua, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
Hey, that's true. That is all true. You're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you.
Now, you know what I'm interested in is what the national talk show people how they're going to react to this performance.
No, they're going to ignore this, and they're going to love on Dallas. They're going to kill Dallas.
No, but I'm talking about in light of the I'm taking receipts comment. Because this wasn't necessarily a game, because I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was great. I thought he was fine. But this isn't a game where like, showed you. So I don't know if he's going to get.
See, and I had a little problem with that, because I don't think people are going to give him the credit for leading that fourth quarter drive, because when he didn't do it against Tennessee, he certainly took the blame. So if you're going to take the blame, you should at least get the credit. And I know Tua doesn't want any of the credit, but you did it. And you didn't even give them the ball, the opportunity to go do a miraculous hurry-up comeback drive. No, you killed the clock and won the game. You sucked out every second of the game clock. And that's what I've seen this offense do it consistently all the time.
Not all the time. No, but I was on defending Tua against Kansas City, for example. In this particular one, he did his part. If we're going to be honest about it, don't tell me there was a whole lot of heavy lifting on that final. By comparison to Dak Prescott, at a couple plays, we had defenders draped all over him and made the completion.
So you need tape. You need him. Yeah, I forgot. You did say.
I don't.
You did say that. You did say that. Yesterday's podcast, you said you need him even with a loss to put the cape on and be Superman for you to believe.
You said cape, by the way.
Okay, well, you get the point.
I believe within the construct of the team, if things are working well around him, absolutely, he's a great fit for the offense. Offense a great fit for him. Whether he can lift it when things fall apart around him or not necessarily ideal, that to me still remains to be seen.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Poop.
This question needs to be asked. I mean, why does it need to be asked?
Go ahead and answer this question. Let me read this question for you, Julia.
Go ahead, by all means. I don't know how. I've forgotten how to read it.
Let me clear my throat. Do you consider Tua the franchise quarterback? I followed him here at Alabama and have fallen in love with the organization. Curious if they should lock him down as a Dolphin fan or prep to follow Tua elsewhere. Curious if he should lock himself down as a Dolphin fan or prep to follow Tua elsewhere.
But you're not a Dolphin fan, you're a Tua fan.
He's an Alabama fan. He's a Tua card-carrying member. And he's asking you, Poop, is he the Dolphins franchise quarterback?
Do I consider if it's my opinion or if what the Dolphins are going to do? Dolphins, yes, I am kind of with Omar on this one. They're absolutely going to lock him down, and he's going to be the quarterback for a while. Is that the right move? I don't know. And guess what? My wish for this organization is to win a Super Bowl.
I'm listening.
Oh my Lord! What are you doing? Jesus!
I'm listening. Listening.
So, am I ready to lock? Again, I don't know. It makes depending on how the season ends, it doesn't make sense to rush to sign him to a long-term contract extension when you have him under control for the next 2 years, unless, again, he shows you this year without a doubt that he can be that dude. Having said that, I do think, like Omar said, that a long-term contract extension is coming.
So okay. So you're willing to anger him, piss him off, make him feel like you don't believe in me, you don't love me, you're disloyal to me, just like Brian Flores was, just because.
Not the same thing. And Omar, it's business. You know damn well it's business.
It is business, but quarterbacks don't get treated like that. Quarterbacks do not. They are
if they're quintessential, where there's
even no when they suck, they don't get treated like that.
Like what? I'm gonna give you're gonna get your 5th year option at $23 million, and then the franchise tag.
Oh, that's so disrespectful.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Just totally disrespectful. You don't think Christian Wilkins thinks he's being disrespected? Answer that question. Yes or no.
Who's been a better player at his position?
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that. Don't ask me a question. Don't answer a question with another question. Is Christian Wilkins feel like he's being disrespected? Oh,
absolutely.
Yes or no? Okay. Yeah. So then you want to do it to Tua and think it's going to fly. He's Mr. Nice Guy, but
it's not a question of being, it's a question of, again, I don't want to be here 5 years from now with if they had everything in place, they didn't have a quarterback to quite get him over the hump.
And what's your alternative?
And that's why you have 2 more years. And again, don't tell me quarterbacks don't become available, because they do. Right. And it's entirely possible. Omar, it's possible they may happen this year that they get to the Super Bowl, and in which case, sign them up.
Okay. I don't know why we're sitting here haggling this, because you and I both know they're in love. They're ready to propose. They have the ring. They just have not given it to him.
Correct. I'm answering Julian's question. I'm assuming because you said should. Again, for my prediction and my recommendation are 2 different things.
Not yes, that absolutely. when it was Ryan Tannehill and they proposed to Ryan Tannehill
I
when they
hated
should
it. I hated it.
yes. Okay. Well, they're going to do the exact same thing,
Well,
and
it's a different regime.
still the same, GM. They're going to do the exact same thing. He wasn't the GM then, but he was still here, and he was still a person in power.
And even if he was the GM, it was a Tannenbaum decision.
It was a Tannenbaum decision, but he was still the number 2. I think he was the GM.
But he also may have seen how that worked out.
It's not going to stop them from proposing. You know they're going to.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
You're not going to disrespect him like that. No. He is. I think the only thing that can stand in his way is if he can't stay healthy this season. If he bro, and he's already going to do that in silence. Tua is going, and here's the thing. Tua is going to work at every single thing that he's not good at, and he's going to get better and continue to get better in the work ethic. There are no more questions. There are no more.
Okay. I will point this out about Tua and staying healthy, because I am one that a lot of some of the things that have been said have been like completely overblown as to why he stayed healthy. He's given up on plays a lot more quickly this year. He tends to go down a lot more quickly in accepting a sack. Today, he took 2 massive shots that were not sacks. There was one early in the game, and I think it was Parsons who planted him early on, and then he had like the forearm shiver in the back of in the middle of his back, and he was fine. Yeah. Those are not good ones.
I think it was in Hard Knocks. He said how you feel, like Tariq said, how you feel, brother? How you feel? And Tua was like sore. And
we'll be sore tomorrow.
Yeah. No, this was in last week's episode.
Oh, no, I'm saying he's going to be sore tomorrow from those 2 hits.
Oh no, yeah, he's absolutely going to be sore tomorrow.
Keaton, thank you again. Dan would have scored a TD. Tua played okay. He managed the game, was good on winning drive.
Are we really comparing Tua to Dan Marino? I'm not interested in comparing Tua to Dan Marino ever.
No, Tua had a touchdown pass, so not like they're gonna have
one. I don't see any benefit of comparing Tua to Dan Marino. They're not the same quarterbacks. Literally, the only thing they have in common is they played for the same franchise.
Alan, Ricky, thank you very much for the contribution. Alan loves to slobber over that Herbert drive in 2021. Again, it's a terrible Raiders defense, but we'll ignore Tua's role tonight. LOL. Ricky, first of all, the Raiders made the playoffs that year.
You hit the hornet's nest, Ricky.
No, it's not a hornet's nest. I'm just going to point out facts, and then we'll leave it at that. That's number 1. Number 2, number 1, you are aware the Raiders made the playoffs that season, correct? Number 2, did you see that game? Number 3, he could had it's not just like the last drive, between the fourth quarter and overtime, he had I believe it was 4 or 5 fourth down completions. And then he had a touchdown on the last play of regulation, and they were big boy throws. So there's that. And then the last point, you tell me exactly what heavy lifting Tua did on the final drive today, and he managed it very well. And since you apparently want to hear me go off on this, if you watch a Josh Allen game-winning drive yesterday, he had a laser on 3rd and 8 to Stephon Diggs, who's completely covered. The window's about this wide, and it's basically a rocket right in the right spot for the first down. And then he had that completion on what should have been a touchdown that they overturned, when he's basically backtracking because 2 guys are bull rushing him, and off his back foot gets it to the dude. And tell me honestly, how many quarterbacks in the NFL have the arm strength to make that throw?
That is your arm king. I want to throw this up there just because it's Poupard still thinks Teddy B is just as good as Tua. And Poupard made the argument and brought his facts to the case that Teddy Bridgewater was better than Tua.
Well, see, now that's just wrong, Omar. That's just wrong.
No, it was a case that the defense rest. I had to throw it out. I didn't say that Teddy B was better than Tua.
But
you're like Tyreek's production with Teddy Bridgewater.
I just said numbers.
Yes, you brought facts. You brought facts to the case.
And I just said this whole thing, and they got people on social media telling me you can't project Teddy Bridgewater's numbers over 16 games. That's stupid because he played so little. Yeah, but he didn't play so little that you guys have already decided that he completely sucked. So, it's one or the other. Anyway.
I told you won that case. Like you made the argument, and it was factual evidence. Like I couldn't. The evidence could not be disputed.
Ooh, I don't know if you want to go there. Roasted nuts. Omar, you have to give us the deets on those Sue Bully stories you speak of.
I already did. I brought it up.
No, you actually did. Yeah.
I just didn't name the players. I just didn't name.
There's no need to.
Yeah. At this point, like I saw it with my own eyes. It's not like I overheard it. Like it's like you know, Sue has gone on record and said multiple times I was a horrible teammate in Miami, and he was. Nobody is denying that.
I mean, he was unpleasant to everybody. I mean, there was like an instant, like during a preseason game, he's sitting on the bench, and there's a TV cameraman who was like got his cameras on him. Guess what? You're an NFL player. It's going to happen. And basically, his comment was like, "Get that thing out of my face," in not such a polite way.
What I will say this, and I do, and I have adamantly fought against the Sue signing since the workout came out, and I have since done an about face on it. And at this point, I would support the Sue signing after talking to people in the organization, after talking to people on the team, and flat out, I have been told our locker room is Sue proof, and I believe it. And if he comes here and he creates brings in negative energy, we just tell him get out. We just tell him to get out of here. And the people that I talk to have the power to tell the coach, get him out of here. So I, at this point, would support Sue signing. Now, I said this on QM, I would support Sue signing. I'd offer him a practice squad contract, just like Melvin Ingram, just like Jason Pierre-Paul. Like you want to sit out the first 3 months of the season and come cherry pick a championship team. Okay, well, let's start this journey on the practice squad and see how it goes. And if you can't humble yourself for that journey, then go find someplace else. Now, that someplace else might be Buffalo, and then we'd have to play him. And I'm fine with that. It is what it is. I mean, you're going to have to get through your daddy some way, one way or the other. Like, and you guys know, I've said this all season. This season will go through Buffalo, one way or the other. It will go through Buffalo. And what?
No, which is why I want to bring it up again, because you said you didn't understand me the first time. So the AFC's title will be decided in Week 18 at Hard Rock Stadium unless the Dolphins win at Baltimore next Sunday, or the Bills lose at home against the Patriots.
You know that ain't happening.
No, but the Dolphins could win at Baltimore.
Yes. Okay. And I hope they do. I hope they do. As we discussed previously on the All Dolphins podcast, which I learned yesterday, like Baltimore's gonna have 1 day of prep and one less day for their body to recover.
Okay.
Huh?
You don't go through that spiel again.
No. I just summarize it. They're gonna have their bodies are gonna have 1 day less to recover, and they're gonna have 1 day of practice. Like if there was any scenario that would put you in a favorable disposition, it's that. Okay. Now it'd be hurtful if you can't have Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, which right now you don't know.
Or Raheem Mostert. Thank you, Das. Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Joyeux Noël. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Boxing Day for our
Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
There you go. For our British and Canadian viewers. Emerson Barillas. Happy holidays and Feliz Navidad, fellows. As always, great work and coverage. Agree, games with consequences. Much more interesting, but man, stressed. Yep, there's a lot more fun. There's a lot more fun. Al Franken SNL. Yeah, there you go. You got the reference, Gary. Al Franken SNL.
I don't know what that means.
You're smart enough. You're good enough. You're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Remember, they had Michael Jordan look into a mirror and say that to himself.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie, what's happening, brother? People don't know Eddie is like a big power player in this world, and I love Eddie. I really truly do. No guy nicer, and South Florida product and native. If y'all know who Eddie was, you'd be very impressed. So props to you, Eddie. Does this win go in the game-winning drives? Oh, of course, Colin for Tua. Yeah. We discussed it. There's no debate. You can't take that from Tua. Just like they keep records of quarterbacks, they keep fourth quarter comebacks, and they keep come from behind comebacks.
They do.
They keep those 3 records for quarterbacks.
And advanced stats also keep passing statistics, leading with 4 minutes and under left, trailing with 4 or less, trailing with 2 or less, leading with 2 or less. All that stuff's broken down. G Firm, thank you very much. Wow, 1,500 in the chat. Is that a record?
It's actually not.
It's not. We were up to 17 at one point early in the show.
No, yeah, we've done 2,000 something.
Have we?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, Max from Montreal. Max, buddy.
I know. I'm sitting there in the press box and I'm like, there are 2,000 people here. Clearly, I can't leave, even though I'm hungry. I'm tired. I've been working all day since 9 a.m. in the morning. Yes, so I trust me. I've seen 2,000 people in these chats.
Okay. Max, Joyeux Noël. Wilkins is playing his best when he's talking trash to everybody. Thanks to both of you for your work. Go Fins. Oh, I think it absolutely motivates him.
Because he's going to the Big O show because we're shucking and jiving over here.
Okay, bye, Stacks. Enjoy it. Thanks for joining us for a bit.
I appreciate you, man.
Christian with the trash talking reminds me a little bit of John Randall.
Christian with the trash talking?
No, Max from Montreal was making the point that Christian plays his best when he's yapping.
When did he stop yapping?
And John, I don't think I saw that much yapping today. John Randall from the Vikings, who's in the Hall of Fame, was one of those who was so dedicated to his craft, he would scour through the media guide of the upcoming opponent to dig up personal info to use in his trash talking.
I do want to address this. Grandier 12. Solana doesn't know what it means to actually have a true job where no matter what he does, it's a matter of survival.
No, what we do.
No. This is about Alejandro Solana, who I have watched him labor his way up the radio world for the last decade. And I think that's disrespectful because you don't know how little that guy got paid when he first started in the business. And he worked his way up to where he is now. And I think people don't, just because you don't see other people struggle or see their journey, like, bro, when he started with Big O, he moved up to to Joe Rose show. He worked, he's worked Hockman and Crowder. He now does the post game show for the Heat. Like, bro, listen, to work your way up in this business is not easy on any level. And don't assume that people get paid gloriously to do it either, because they don't. And a lot of times they do it because it's a passion, it's a love. So, hey,
Omar, you took the question completely. I think you took the question a different way than I did.
No, because we were talking about the guard, and it's a conversation about the because we had the conversation on radio
about fans not being supporting the home team.
Yeah, fans that'll sell their ticket and fans that won't sell their ticket, and I brought up the example of my garbage man neighbor who,
correct.
And yeah, Solana grew up with season tickets from his brother and his father. Like, okay, yeah, he grew up. That was his brother and his father. He was, he benefited for other people's season ticket, which fed his passion for sports.
I know the point the viewer is trying to make, and I don't want to harp on this with you with this. It's kind of a side conversation, not really related to the Dolphins. Was that I think Solana wasn't Solana one of those bitching about Dolphin fans who don't attend the home games, and this is guy talking about having a true job where the disposable income isn't what others have, and this idea of attacking people for not supporting the home team when the tickets are really.
I think his point is a true job is like somebody who struggles and to survive. That's the way that I took it.
No, but what's that have to do with Solano's background? That's all.
The fact that you have to sell your tickets to actually be able to get the next year's version of season tickets, and that's what a lot of people have to do.
Okay, you lost me. Let's move on. Malchiwick, thank you very much. Two-part question. Is Ethan Bonner going to be a Hall of Fame cornerback? And if so, when will he become a Patriot? Are we still worried about the Patriots? That's still a thing?
It won't be after this season.
Yeah. Is he going to be a Hall of Fame cornerback? Yeah, I may wait.
Listen, Ethan Bonner has earned his stripes, and he's earned Vic Fangio's trust, whereas Cam Smith has not. It is what it is, man. He's got one more game to be elevated on the practice squad, and then maybe it's Cam Smith's time.
Oh, but he was inactive. He's got a hamstring injury.
Yeah, but he practiced all week.
Look, Marissa, our friend Marissa.
Hey. Not images. No.
I don't get the Omar not images.
I don't know.
Is that an inside joke? No, that sounds like an inside joke.
No, I don't know what it means. Hey, thank you for coming and thank you for supporting. I saw your reaction to the win. It was quite funny. Who's frauds? They're frauds, Omar. Who's frauds?
That's a good question, right?
Buffalo? Who?
Maybe Buffalo. Toby Marmarino.
Yeah, people are saying like Buffalo's loss. I didn't watch it. I'm sorry. I didn't watch it.
Buffalo won.
I mean, Buffalo's win. It wasn't that impressive. I didn't watch it.
It wasn't. I didn't watch. We were wrapping Christmas present. I was literally looking at my phone, keeping tabs on it, and it didn't look like it was very impressive. I did see some of the highlights, most of the highlights actually, which is why I know that Josh Allen made those two big boy throws. And for those who like, I mean, I don't understand I do, but I don't. The hate for Josh Allen and taking shots at him, and like taking shots, for example, of what he did against Dallas last week, because he only threw 7 passes. He only had 7 completions. Never mind the fact that he converted, 3 or 4 third downs with running plays, and also scored 2 rushing touchdowns. It's not just about stats.
You know what it is. It's it's a lazy narrative, and I realize it because I used to run I'm Athlete Serious podcast, weekly daily podcast. Quarterback talk is the only thing that resonates to people, and that's why they consistently put it on television. Like, we can't sit here and talk about should Jalen Ramsey shadow CD Lamb on a national platform, because literally 70% of the fans would tune out because they just don't get it. If it's not quarterback talk, they don't get it. They don't want it. And it's just a lazy narrative. And I've never focused on feeding that group of fans. I focus on feeding the 30% that actually care about the entire team. And, that doesn't necessarily benefit me at times, but I'm true to who I am.
Okay, let's read this. Need to lock up AVG now. Price going to stock rocket, especially since JP won't be ready till almost halfway through next season. He'll wit the bigos. I have no idea what that means. That last part. I don't even want to go there either. Locking up AVG.
Not gonna happen.
Okay, Omar says no.
No, it's not gonna happen. I can tell you that for a fact. It's not gonna happen.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Took care of that. But I hope they re-sign him, because.
Yeah, I hope they re-sign him too. But like, this is about securing your family for generations, and he's got one bite of the apple. You're going to take the biggest bite you possibly can, correct? No? Yes? Poopart?
Okay.
That means you got to hit the market.
Sure.
I mean, right now, the price probably for Andrew Van Ginkel is $10 million a year. You paying it?
He's not getting $10 million a year. Also understand something. This is where the Dolphins.
What?
Hold on.
The producer isn't getting $10 million a year? A versatile sack producer is not getting $10 million a year. Is that what you're saying?
Not getting $10 million a year. Also understand one thing: the Dolphins have an advantage because they have no state income tax. So why are you giving me this? It's Christmas, Omar. You got to be nicer than that,
bro. You don't fire your agent and sign with Drew Rosenhaus to give a hometown discount. I
didn't say that. No. What I'm saying is, because there's no state income tax, is let's say 10 million here is worth as much as
12 million elsewhere.
12 million in California.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I'm making. Also understand this is a guy with family with small children, he may not want to move all over the place if he can get a good deal, not necessarily chase the biggest offer.
You're correct. But you know what happens in this wonderful world of sports, and where you have to maximize your money and your opportunities. And when you're young, you sign for the highest amount of money, wherever it comes from, on that one opportunity that you get to seize. And that's what Andrew Van Ginkel is going to do.
Sure. We'll see.
Mhm.
Okay. Marissa had a shout out for me as well. Marissa, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. Take this $5 off the money I owe you for Image's shout out 2 weeks ago. Haha, fins up, and Merry Christmas to you both. Merry Christmas,
Merry
Marissa.
Christmas to you, Marissa.
Obviously, everybody who's watching. We're going on an hour and 25. Let's do 5 more minutes, and after that, it's time.
Yes, because he's got Coquito, and
I'm not doing Coquito. I already told you I'm being a good boy. I'm going to drink water.
Are they roasting the pig?
I don't believe so. I think it's more going to be. I've done the roasting of the pig. I don't believe so, but I could be wrong. Ricky again. Ricky Allen again, acknowledging the big boy throws Jocelyn made it into the game despite generally playing poorly because he's an arm queen. He'll highlight those late throws by Allen, but ignores the emphasize Tua's throw on that last drive. Classic. Ricky again. Please put in the comment section. Please tell me one even remotely. Not difficult, remotely challenging throw Tua made on the last drive.
Not one. There wasn't one.
Seriously. And that's like he guided it perfectly fine. He did a great job handing off the ball. The throws were all very short, very simple.
And as Tua would say, I suck. I'm a game manager. I'm
nothing.
I am nothing. And as long as my team wins, I don't care.
But I keep receipts.
But I keep the receipts. Yes, correct. Listen, fourth quarter win, to quote Tua, looked like money to me.
It did, but again, it's to me.
It could have went the other way, and he could have failed. And he could have took a sack like he's done twice previously, or he could have threw an interception like he threw one against the Eagles.
He managed the game perfectly fine at that stage. Marcos Brodsky, thank you very much. Gents, huge fan. Your show often makes my migraines bearable. Oh, dude, sorry about the migraines.
Yeah, stop drinking high caffeine stuff. Stop drinking Celsius. Right, yeah, Celsius was giving me a migraine.
I'd like to see those reverses to Waddle and Cheetah disappear from the playbook. Seems they almost always get injured and don't gain many or any yards.
I'm not going to say anything about it because
you're not that wrong, actually. No, those have not worked lately.
I mean, but they still feed the vertical game. They still feed the vertical game, and the vertical game is important because it's about stretching teams vertically, horizontally. It's still Javier Boy asked an important question. What about Robert Hunt? I don't think he's close to playing. Maybe Buffalo. Maybe. I think we might be looking at playoffs. I have heard there might have been a tear.
Ruh-roh, as Scooby-Doo would say. Ruh-roh.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Hunt, trust me, Hunt has never missed a game in his NFL career till this. So,
Alessandro Figueroa, I have a nice bottle of Coquito with your name on it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you both. Cute little story, or maybe excuse not cute whatsoever. But our former next door neighbors made Coquito every Christmas time. I had never heard of it, and I had it one time. It was like, oh man, this is good stuff. So anyway, thank you, Alessandro. I think I see a couple more questions. Andrew Zombak. Andrew, buddy. Thank you. Ultimately, Butch Barrett deserves a lot of credit. Injured O-line, we held Chris Jones, Mad Max Crosby, and now Micah Parsons from being game wreckers. Parsons came close a couple of times, but
I think Parsons was pretty much a game wrecker in this game. You just survived it because that guy wrecked the game.
How did he wreck the game? You didn't have a sack, didn't cause a turnover.
Bro, did you see how he was disruptive on just about every play? Just because you don't produce a sack, that doesn't mean you're not a game wrecker, in my opinion. And you don't have to win the game to be a game wrecker. Like, bro, that guy was. That guy was good.
He's pretty good.
Omar can't accept winning. It doesn't need to be perfect. When did I say?
Tua.
Okay, no, we were talking about his performance. I gave him credit for the win. I gave him credit for the fourth quarter comeback. I gave him credit for the final drive. I just said he could play better. Like, how many passes did he misfire on? Probably about 6. That's not Tua's game. That's Tua's better than that.
Okay, we'll do one last one, and I gotta hit it.
Yeah,
and it'll be the hour 30 minutes. Anthony Petrunt. Thank you very much. Wilkins' nickname should be the towel snatcher. He did it again tonight. Merry Christmas, fellas. Merry Christmas to you. Yeah,
did he snatch a towel?
Apparently so. Okay, sign us off. I got to get going.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys. We thank you for your continued support. We thank you for everything. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Treasure and value the loved ones that you're spending your time with, because that's truly what the holidays is all about. We will be back tomorrow to give you a wrap up of the win the normal way that we do. Hopefully you'll continue to support it. Like, tweet, subscribe, rate, share. We will see you tomorrow.
And I will do it the other 2 languages. Joyeux Noël tout le monde. Feliz Navidad. And thanks for everyone for watching.